The surprise drive-by for supporters outside the hospital comes as doctors announced today that the president could be released as soon as tomorrow if he continues to improve. This was the scene just a couple of hours ago. President Trump was seen in an SUV motorcade waving to supporters as he passed by. Fans have been gathering outside that hospital since he was admitted. Today, we also got more of a timeline of when the president received oxygen and the treatments that he is currently getting. For more now on the president's condition, Fox 5's Alexandra Limon joins us live from Washington. Hi, Alexandra. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. And you're right, the president's short motorcade ride came as a complete surprise, in part because the White House had called a lid on the president's stay, meaning that there were no more activities expected for the president today. But he still went on that motorcade ride a short time after, and also because, honestly, we weren't expecting any activities at all since the president is being treated for COVID-19.
I came here, wasn't feeling so well. I feel much better now.
President Donald Trump spent his second full day at Walter Reed Medical Center as he battles COVID-19.
The president has continued to improve. As with any illness, there are frequent ups and downs over the course.
Late Sunday morning, White House Dr. Sean Conley said the president is being treated with remdesivir and a steroid called dexamethasone that's shown promising results. The president's medical team acknowledges he's not out of the woods yet, but they're hopeful.
Our hope is that we can plan for a discharge as early as tomorrow to the White House, where he can continue his treatment course.
In addition to the president's video, the White House released photos of the president reviewing documents from Walter Reed. Dr. Conley said President Trump's fever is gone and he's in good spirits, but confirmed the president did need supplemental oxygen on Friday and possibly a second dose Saturday. Dr. Conley's now facing criticism because he didn't disclose that information on Saturday.
Thank you. I was trying to reflect the upbeat attitude that the team, the president, that his course of illness has had. I didn't want to give any information that might steer the course of illness in another direction.
Democratic lawmakers like Speaker Nancy Pelosi criticized the lack of transparency.
We need to have trust. We need to trust that what they're telling us about the president's condition is real.
And again tonight, the newest development that the president chose to leave Walter Reed to wave to his supporters and thank them for being there. You saw those people very excited and happy to see the president. But we've also heard some concern tonight from lawmakers on Capitol Hill, as well as at least one doctor from Walter Reed, who say they are very concerned about the decision the president made because he's now exposed other people to COVID-19, including those who were in the car with him. Live in Washington, Alexandra Limon.